We are here with the head coach of the Eastlake Falcons, Coach Rodriguez. Coach, how are you? How's media day going so far?
Going good. Got some good numbers, getting ready to get going on Monday.
Yep. Coach, you got some stuff?
Coach, a couple of questions for you. I'm sorry I missed you a couple of weeks ago that you were there at Showtime, but in any case, talk a little bit about the experience that's coming back. I know you've been successful last year, made a good run, ran into a very good Byron Nelson team in the second round, but what do you expect from your return players?
Well, I mean, obviously our strength this year is going to be our defense. We got a big guy in the front and Caleb Emery, and then a guy in the middle. Two guys in the middle, really, Tristan Pena and Hector Hinojos, and the back-end guy. Yeah. Obviously, EC will help us control the opponent's passing game.
And when you look at your playoff run from last year, what did your returning players get out of the experience of those two playoff games?
Well, we had run into some issues in the first round, and we hadn't made that turn in a couple of years, and so now that we made the turn, I think that it laid the foundation for the expectations for those kids that are coming back and those kids that are upcoming in the program, that this is where we want to be year in and year out.
Christian?
Coach, one thing that I've always noticed about your program, and it's kind of something people don't talk about, and we didn't talk about it at Showtime, but you're in a good situation where you have a good kicker, where sometimes you maybe don't get close enough to score, and on fourth down you have the confidence in Malucci, who's a state-recognized kicker. Talk to me a little bit about his recruiting process. Has he gotten the attention, and how lucky you are to have a decent kicker you can constantly rely on?
Well, you know what? He's a great weapon. We brought him here today because I think he deserves the opportunity to be here, and like you said, he's very talented. As far as his recruiting process, he does have some interest. He did go to West Point for a visit. Guys like Tarleton and the local guys here at UTEP are really interested in him. I think the biggest thing for him is just finding the right program for him that can give him the opportunity to showcase his talents.
I know Caleb Emery, a guy that you had mentioned, he's also getting recruited. I know that he has some attention, but who else on your roster at the moment is getting recruited as well?
Well, you always have those kids that can go to D3s and NAIA schools, so those guys will probably come into play a little bit later. But Caleb Emery is one, Hector Hinojos is another one, and EC Uribe are probably the three top guys in our program that are getting recruited and attention.
And do you have underclassmen right now at the moment on varsity that's going to have to step up for you, maybe on the offensive side where you have to fill some voids?
Well, obviously we're looking for a trigger guy. We got two sophomores in the competition right now, Seth Franco and Luke Lomeli, two very, very valuable guys to our program. If you follow us and you know this, we don't hesitate to put two quarterbacks on the field, whether it's to run a regular offense or what people refer to as tricks, but those are weapons, and so those are two kids that can fill in. Experienced H-back in Anakin Atilano, who's going to be a great player for us coming back. And then also the inexperience in our offensive line is a concern, but we think we had a really good spring and we had a great summer, so I'm excited for those guys just to get on the field on Monday. And
a little bit different with district this year. You got to play 8 district games. You only get 2 right before you jump in with. Tell me about the competition going into district this year.
Obviously, you always have the West Side School in Franklin. They do a great job with both Sparks and those Jace, the Morales kid and the quarterback. Eastwood always comes with some firepower offensively. I expect them to be better on the defensive end. And then obviously you have a program like Pebble Hills who returns in the vicinity of 15 to 18 guys. They're impressive. They've got a great program. They do a great job. Our job is just really to worry about ourselves. How well can we play? How well can we execute? I thought that we were really in a position to win it last year, and obviously we lost to Franklin, a great football team that year. We got to learn from that and learn the expectations, and again, go back to what our community expects, and that's be in the playoffs and compete for a district title, be in the playoffs, and make a team playoff run.
Coach, one more question for you that I'm curious about. What is your enrollment like at Eastlake? I know everything's stretching out to that area of the city, and obviously that's a good thing for you.
Absolutely.
And what does it look like now and in the future?
Yeah, so we're opening up a new middle school in Eastlake Middle next year, which is very heavily needed. Our 2 feeder ones, specifically Ensor Middle School, is at capacity. They have to bus kids to other middle schools because there's no room for them there.
Wow,
that's a great problem for us. This year we're experiencing. We've got 80. We had 81 kids at Picture Day this morning. just freshmen. We'll make two teams,
Just
cut them in
freshmen.
half. Yeah, so we're at the growth we expected to be before COVID, but now with the expansion and our programs growing, we'll go with 60 guys on the varsity. We're at about 50, 55 on the JV, and obviously we're at 80. So we're growing, we're benefiting from it.
Of course.
We get a lot of people harp on us all the time. This guy's out here recruiting. I don't need to recruit anybody. I think what we do in our community, it speaks for itself, and give those kids an opportunity to play for somebody like us. It's a pleasure for us to coach them.
Yeah. Well, great. Great to have you here today. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
And good luck this season. We're looking forward to watching your team play this year.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.